I'm being forcibly removed from the building again of a public lobby, so.
So if you want to take off that gun and badge, I'm happy to scrap with you one day. You want to do it, let's do it. Let me know, buddy.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know? I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
I didn't break the law. I'm not going to be found guilty of anything. This is a waste of time. If you guys want to know who I am, I'll tell you who I am. Okay. You want to know what I'm doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me on my face right now! She spit in my face!
Today's video takes us to Newport News, Virginia, where our Frauditor buddy, who I'm going to nickname Egghead, is still whining, crying, and belly aching about some summonses this morning that he just can't get over. Oh, and now his wife's going to chime in. I tell you what, you put the two of them together, you know what you don't get, right? You don't get half an idiot. No doubt about that. But you sit back, watch, and enjoy!
And then finally we get to my favorite one. Class 3 misdemeanor. Punishable in Virginia, of course, by a maximum of a $500 fine.
The Egghead Frauditor is too stupid to realize, or maybe he doesn't care, that he's showing his personal information to the world. So not to worry, Frauditor, I protected you from all the deviants out here who don't like Frauditors. Now, hey, if they go to your channel and see it there, I can't do anything about that. But I've done my part, Egghead. Doesn't he look like his head shaped like an egg? That's what I'm going to call him from now on. Frauditor Egghead.
And that is a violation of Virginia Code Section 18.2-416, abusive language to another. I am accused of, in the presence or hearing of another, curse or abuse John Tracy, or use vile and abusive language to such person concerning such person or any of the person's relations, or otherwise use such language under circumstances reasonably calculated to provoke a breach of the peace. Well, as anybody here knows, police aren't the public. They can't be provoked into violence. The Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court, has ruled numerous times that police officers are required to withstand more than typical abuse that an average citizen was as part of their job. And for him to say that me calling him a fucking pig while he's breaking the law twice, using his tax-paid vehicle to go to church events with his child in the car.
Now, I just discovered this Frauditor about a week ago with the help of another channel, which I won't mention here because I don't want retributions to be taken by this moron. But he's a gold mine so far. He's got a smart mouth, a cocky attitude, and above all else, he's a YouTube law expert. Did you hear him quoting the Supreme Court justices? Oh, man, gonna make a fortune on you, sonny boy. Hey, have you ever been in shiny handcuffs? I'm going to have to check your channel, see if there's any arrests on there.
That somehow I'm cursing or abusing him. Well, it sounds to me like he needs a little cursing and abusing because clearly he doesn't think that the law applies to him, which seems to be pretty typical for most police officers.
Using the word fuck is not curse and abuse. You can use that word in any sentence that you like. The only name that he was called was pig, and that is not a curse word.
You guys have seen the video. I mean, it's been up there now for a while. I mean, because that happened on October 26th, and I think I posted it either that night or the following day. So, I mean, it's been up there for 2 weeks now. And now all of a sudden, this past Friday at around 6:22 p.m., this one is noted, he came all the way over to Newport News. Of course, he lives here because he was.
Oh, by the way, that female voice you hear in the background is the Frauditor's wife. Yeah, they're a perfect match for each other. They believe in the same things. Yeah, perfect match. Yeah, every once in a while you find that soulmate, and the Frauditor was lucky and found this woman. How lovely indeed.
Was headed home.
Yeah.
He
He drove all the way down to downtown Newport News from Atkinson.
The taxpayers of York Pocosin pay for him to drive a vehicle home in Newport News. He doesn't even live in the jurisdiction that he works in, so he's taking tax dollars right out of the county to begin with. And then he's in violation of the speed limit laws. He's not wearing his seatbelt. He's using his vehicle for personal trips to a church event. And then when he gets called out on his criminal behavior, they do what they do and they retaliate because they have the authority to go down and just say whatever they want to the magistrate. And they'll just stamp it because when a police officer says something happened, then that's exactly what happened. So Dominique Black, the magistrate, is who signed off on these summonses. But now they've been served, so at least we don't have to worry about being pulled over today and issued summonses on the side of the road.
Which I personally believe.
Being a former educator, I cringe every time someone says, I personally believe. Well, it's you who has the belief. So it's coming from your person, so that's an unnecessary word. Personally, just say, I believe. Of course, you look a little stupid. I don't know, you might not grasp that concept, but please, carry on.
Was the intent. I personally believe that they were planning on using these trumped up charges to have a situation with Christopher that they could complain or charge him, I shouldn't say complain, charge him with some sort of behavior, some sort of crime, you know, resisting arrest, or, oh, you're being disorderly again, or, I don't know, curse and abuse, I don't know.
Well, now you know,
anything.
Of course, I'm always willing to make that phone call, so as soon as we woke up this morning and found this out, I started making the phone calls, and I already uploaded the one to the warrant control, and I spoke with Lieutenant Hairston. And of course,
it was in his hands.
Yeah, somehow, you know, of course, because of who I am, even minor traffic infraction summons go through the hands of Newport News Police Department Internal Affairs.
Now, when you just said because of who you are, it got me to wondering. So I did a Social Blade search and found out you're not making any money. But it looks like in 1 week you gained 4,300 subscribers. And then in 1 week over here you had 35,000 views. But you haven't had anything since those weeks. Those were the same weeks. Those two numbers came from the same week. And that's mighty suspicious, Frauditor. But at any rate, you must have a day job. What do you do for a living, Frauditor?
They swear an oath to defend and uphold our constitutional rights, including the First Amendment, which says that I can call them a fucking disgusting pig, especially when they're breaking the law. And they turn it into retaliation because they're mad and their feelings are hurt. And it's funny to watch people on my channel talk about, oh, that lady made faces at you, you big whiny baby. Oh, but you know, you can charge somebody criminally for talking too loud in a building, or you can charge somebody criminally because they called you a fucking pig. Now, who's the whiny bitch here?
Well,
I'm not the one that has any authority that goes and does something about it.
Yeah, my issue is that if she can make faces, then why can't you respond to that? See, it's always about they can behave a certain way, and you're just supposed to allow them to behave that way because you need to bow to the king. So if you say something about their behavior, then you're a criminal. But they can behave in a manner that is immoral or illegal.
Now you see what I was referring to earlier. These two are made for each other because she is also a YouTube law expert. Listen to how eloquently she speaks. Oh, and she's an esquire. Hello? Hi? Esquire? Attorney? Yeah. A list roster? No doubt.
And it's just all perfectly fine. You just let them go by. You don't say anything. You don't call them out on it. And if you do call them out on it, then they'll go down and they'll get warrants for you. And the worst part is that one of their own tipped us off about it. Some guy came on my Facebook page and showed me the active warrants, and I thought that they were from the warrants from previous incidents. And this morning he came and he said, oh no, these are current. So I went and looked it up, and sure enough, here they are. So there's people who aren't even involved in the situation that knew enough to go look this stuff up to come show me that this is what was going on. So And I've got screenshots of it because, you know, what good it'll do us, I don't know. But here we are.
Here we are.
I don't know, Frauditor. If I were you, I'd just throw myself at the mercy of the court. Of course, they might put you in jail. No, I would plead no contest and just pay the fine and go on with my life. But you know what? You won't do that, will you? Probably don't have any money to pay the fine in the first place. Because like I said, your YouTube channel is dead. Where do you work, Frauditor? I don't think you told us. Come on, Frauditor. Inquiring minds want to know these things.
So, that's today's surprise. Dramatic reading of Deputy John Tracy of York Poquoson Sheriff's Office complained about me catching him speeding on Atkinson Boulevard, 40 to 45 miles an hour, passing me on the right in a 35-mile-an-hour zone, off duty, in his work vehicle, with his child in the car, not wearing his seatbelt, and he even wrote it in his own probable cause affidavit that he was breaking the law. So we're going to go to the magistrate tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, and we're going to try and swear out a complaint for speeding and failure to wear his seatbelt. And we'll see how that goes. It's not going to go well. They're not going to do it, but we're going to try anyways. So we'll talk to you guys later if we get any new news.
Well, now, there you have it, folks. Stupid is as stupid does, and this guy deserves to win the grand prize of stupid. Oh, he's a gold mine. I'm telling you what, boy. Gonna go through his channel and see what else I can find down there. But I don't have to worry because he uploads all the time, and he's too stupid. He's just too stupid for his own good, man. I wonder what he does for a real living. Yeah, maybe a customer service representative somewhere, eh? At any rate, if you enjoy watching idiots, imbeciles, and morons on my channel, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much for stopping by. Cheers to that.